Dun,
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 dun.
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun, 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 dun. We have another person who interned in baseball on Intern TV. And welcome back to the Three Athletes, Intern TV here. We got another exciting episode for you today. We're bringing Ashley Barba on. She's a senior sport management major here. She's interned for the Mets and at the USTA where they hold the US Open in tennis. So she's had some really cool experiences. We can't wait to talk to her. But before we get to her, we got to introduce the other two co-hosts, our baseball throwing studs, Jeff Wilson, Andrew Golden. And Jeff, I know you're in the Christmas spirit.
I am. I don't know if you can get the socks, but rocking a little Santa Claus sock
Okay,
today.
yeah.
Nice.
Just a
You
little.
on the naughty or nice list?
Probably the nice list, if I had to
Okay.
assume.
Yeah, okay.
That's good.
If I had to assume.
That's up to Santa, all right?
All right. I mean, I know. That's why I'm wearing his socks.
I hope I get a fire truck for Christmas.
Nice.
Nice, a red one. How you doing? You have a good week?
Oh, I had a great week, Matt. How about you?
I had a good week. I know you're on the nice list.
Oh, of course.
I've never seen you do anything bad.
Nope.
Sure.
All right, good. Well, hey, let's get to our guest. Why don't we?
Let's do
So,
it.
Of course.
Let's bring her in. Ashley Barba, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, doing well. Thanks for coming. We're excited
Yeah.
to talk to you.
No problem, same here.
Yeah, so like I said, you've had some really cool experiences and internships so far. You've got the intern for the Mets and at USTA, but hey, we opened it up with baseball, so you might as well start there. So just talk about your experience at the Mets a little bit.
Yeah, so I grew up in the Bronx, actually like 10 minutes away from Yankee Stadium, but my dad was a Met fan, so working for the Mets freshman year was super fun. Definitely a memory I won't forget.
So, with the Mets, what were some of the daily tasks and responsibilities you had?
Yeah, so I was in their group sales department. What we did is we kind of dealt with groups, so like any parties, any companies that were bringing a group of 15 or more onto the field, or they'll do like the first pitch, then we'll have to bring them up to like the premium seating. It was just a whole lot of like game-to-game experience, kind of.
So being with the Mets freshman year, that's obviously a pretty coveted internship, and that's a big internship to get your freshman year. How did you go about getting that internship?
Yeah, so it's actually a funny story. I remember Professor Mezzi connected me with one person, and then I just started reaching out to everyone who worked there, kind of just like regular conversations, a little bit of like what they do day to day, and then once the group interview came to be, it was just all me, and I got it.
Yeah, so Ashley, I know that when you were interning there, I actually ended up coming up to a game. When the
Yeah,
Phillies
that's
were-
right.
That's right. We hung out for a couple innings, and
It was a doubleheader, remember?
it was, yeah, the Phillies doubleheader, so we got a 2-for-1. It was special. First time up in New York, and I remember talking to you, and you were telling me you were in awe. You were just talking about how much you loved it and just some of the feelings you had. Like you said, growing up 10 minutes away from Citi Field, so just
I actually grew up 10 minutes away from Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium,
Which is
my
funny.
bad.
You would think I'm a Yankee
Yeah,
fan, but
right.
I'm not. Oh, well.
Yeah, crosstown rivals, my bad. So I remember anyway, you were telling me just how awesome this was, and you were, kind of in awe. So just tell us, get in your feels a little bit. Like, what were some of the emotions you had being like, wow, I'm a freshman in college, I'm standing in, the locker room for the Mets, or I'm standing on the field. Like, what were those feelings like?
Yeah, so I guess we'll start from like the group interview. When I first came in, I was literally the only freshman there. Everyone was a senior or graduate with amazing experiences. So in the interview, it was like a little like intense because I wasn't sure I was gonna get it, but just the fact that I was there like meant that they saw something in me. And then once I got the call that I did get it, I was just super excited. My dad was so excited. He knew that would mean free tickets for him. And then we did have like our IDs because I was in the sales department. I get to go anywhere, so it was super cool having my dad come down to the stadium, bring him into like the locker room and everything. It was honestly like really like as a first internship, like super fun. I enjoyed it so much.
So, going back to networking, what are some tips and tricks you would give someone that is looking to grow their network and also reach out to a professional in a position that they would want in the future?
Yeah, I think one of like the toughest thing I've learned was that people will say no or they will leave you on red. I'm pretty sure you guys have had the same experience. Like people will read your messages and not reply to you, but you just gotta like keep on going. And you guys probably know too, like it's such a small world. People here in PA know people in New York and know like people in other places. So if you know one person, you're bound to know like 10 other people all around the U.S.
And nothing like a nice red receipt on LinkedIn, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really gets you going.
Yeah, don't
So-
like that.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to flip the switch here and we're going to go to the USTA internship. Could you just tell us a little bit more about, what you did there and how you went about getting that internship?
Yeah, so for the USTA, it was a bit different just because the US Open, it's held in Queens, but it's just, I believe it's 2 weeks, it's a tournament. So what I did was I kind of prepared everything for the tournament. It wasn't like a game today. I was in the office just talking to different clients. It was also different just because it wasn't cold calling. People would reach out to us and they would either ask like general questions like where can they find parking or like where can they take the train and stuff like that. So, and then once the tournament came along, everything just went
Yeah.
went good. Like you don't know what to expect for the US Open. It just happens. Like,
Yeah.
you prepare so much for it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So Ashley, another thing that we're always preaching here is that the value of getting internships, because you're a totally different person from after you get that first internship to when you get your second, your third, to when you graduate and get that job. So I guess how much different were you in your second internship with the USTA? Were you much more professional, much more ready for it? How much more developed do you think you were than you were at the Mets?
I think with the Mets, it kind of opened me to like different experiences and just like meeting different people from like my directors to like vice presidents and stuff. So that kind of definitely like set a high standard. For the USTA, it was fun too. Like I did work with a lot of directors, but it was just something you learn every day. You can never be too prepared for something.
So obviously with these two internships, we forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, you're also a sport management major. Did Dr. Lanzillo or Professor Mezzi, I know you mentioned Professor Mezzi helped you with that first internship. How about the second internship? What is that relationship like for you to know that Dr. Lanzillo and Professor Mezzi are going to help you along the way in building your network and getting these internships?
No, yeah, I thank everything to them just because these past 4 years, like if it's not a simple connection, like I know they have kind of like a page on LinkedIn where they'll throw internships, and I'm great internships too, but it's tough to kind of pick every single one, you know what I mean? Like, there's school and everything, but they're super on top of that, and it's super helpful for just not just me, just like the other students in the major.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ashley, you talked about how these two internships were in sales. So is that your goal, now that you're a senior going for, hopefully we'll all be applying for jobs in May. Is that your goal? You want to find more of a sales role in the industry?
Yeah, so I do want to stick within sales. I kind of like that drive, like that energy you have to have, and like that competitiveness you have to have. I do see myself as an inside sales manager. That's kind of what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
So I would have to go through like the sales associate and like be a rep and everything, which kind of be pretty tough, but it's worth it at the end,
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, it's been a pretty rough couple months that we're all very well aware of with this whole pandemic going on, and really with sports coming back, something that I don't think any of us ever thought we would see is playing in empty stadiums. And now hopefully the corner's starting to get turned. We're going to be getting back to hopefully having more fans in the stadium. So how do you think selling in sports would go if you were a manager for inside sales? How do you think you would have gone about handling that challenge and now trying to sell tickets during a pandemic?
I think the first thing you would have to know as a manager is like your team is motivated. The selling does come first, but you would want your team to be on top of things. You want them to be mentally fine and everything. I know during quarantine I was going a little crazy, but just having your team, just having that set goal and kind of like, then you can start with the sales process. It's going to be tough bringing people out and having that kind of like having them socially distance from each other, but at the end of the day, it's like you want to grow professionally. So I think that'll be like the main thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good salesperson right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember our sports sales class when we did that partnership with the union. I believe Ashley
my
Barba,
team won. Woo!
I believe her team won, and I believe she also broke the record for most number of tickets sold
I
in
think
that
she
class.
did. Yeah, I'll give her a hand up.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Hashtag talent.
Yeah, is it in there?
It's
Is
in
it
there, yeah.
I think it's in there. I think there's a chain.
I think you earned some bling.
to your-
Oh,
to
there
your
it is.
left
It's
if you
okay.
want-
I mean,
No,
it's right there.
throw it on.
No, you have to
Yeah.
put it on. You
All right, I'll
Put
put
the
it on.
chain on. You gotta
you
put
have
the
to,
chain
you have
on.
to.
There it is.
There it is. Number one seller right there. Is there a kink in it? Oh, no.
No.
How's that look?
That would have been that.
There it
name
is.
from that
Not a
top.
bad
There it
idea.
All
is.
right. Wait, were any of you guys on my team? I kind of don't remember.
I don't think I was.
No? Okay.
I sold 10
Is that a
tickets. to the
shot
Mets.
at us?
I don't
No, I
remember.
was. I mean, I might have been on the losing team.
I'm trying to remember what team I was on.
Well, I know I wasn't because I was the other team leader.
Oh, that's right.
Was I
Yeah.
on your team?
I don't
Wait,
know.
no, I wasn't Ashley's team.
Yeah, he was.
You probably
on
were.
her
I was
team.
winners.
I think Andrew was
Winners,
on my
W.
team.
James Winston.
Sorry, man.
It's okay.
That's what we call adversity.
It's okay. Hey,
Yeah,
We'll get it
that's
next
all
time.
right. Yeah.
we're late bloomers. That's all it is.
So, Ashley, anyway, another question that popped into my head
Yeah.
was, you mentioned the U.S. Open, how it was something that, in your words, you said, it just happens. And that's it's a one-time event. It's an international, it's a big event on the world stage. But with the Mets, you have 80 home games a year, I think, right? Yeah, 80 home games a year.
Something like that, yeah.
So you have a lot more opportunities to sell. Did you feel the vibes were kind of a bit different, trying to sell for a one-time event, sort of like a bucket list event for people versus, maybe Mets are playing some whatever team?
I think with the U.S. Open, it kind of just sells itself. It doesn't need help with like selling. People want to come to this event, and it's not just like people in the U.S. You have people coming in from like Argentina. You have people coming in from like Canada. So it sells for itself. So we didn't really do much. We just did like the whole behind thing, like what's your credit card number, like the info like that. So we didn't really like have that much to do, if that makes sense,
Okay, cool. And I know you're bilingual. Did your language come in to help there? You mentioned Argentina, some Spanish-speaking countries.
Yeah,
That give you a
definitely. Even
leg
for the
up?
Mets, like being bilingual helped out so much. You do have a lot of speaking people who go to baseball games, so that was really fun with the Mets. And I was actually one in like I think 4 who spoke Spanish in kind of like the sales department. So if you do speak another language, that's super cool, and it's gonna help.
Hey,
a lot.
cool. Well, I hope, I don't know if your bilingual will help you here, but hopefully you're quick. We're going to fire some our segment Quick Six at
All
you.
right, let's do
So we're
this.
going to go around the horn. We're going to ask you 6 questions.
Okay.
I hope you can answer them quick. Jeff, you're up.
I'm going to start with a basic one. Who's your favorite player on the Mets currently?
Currently, Jacob deGrom.
Fair.
If you were to pick up a sheep, how would you go about it?
Sheep.
A sheep?
Yeah. How would you pick it up?
Like that? Like a baby. I love sheep.
Would you rather drive the fastest car in the world or the fastest bike in the world?
The fastest car.
If you had to get one stuffed animal, what kind of animal are you getting?
A dog.
Can
Are
we
you
go? Wait, can we go more specific? What
Okay.
kind of dog?
A Shih Tzu.
All right, that's fair.
Okay. Solid.
Quick 7.
So are you a stander or a sitter on the subway?
A stander.
Respectable.
Would you rather be a millionaire in the state of Ohio, but you can't leave the state of Ohio, or just live a normal life outside, but you can't go into Ohio ever in your life?
A normal outside of Ohio.
You could be a millionaire, though.
But there's nothing really much in Ohio.
Shout out to Ohio.
No
Shout out to
offense to
Ohio.
those in Ohio.
Wow. Shots at
They
Ohio.
have Skyline Chili.
Yeah, why Ohio?
I don't know. Isn't there tornadoes in Ohio? Or is that Kansas?
Yep.
Both.
Both, yeah.
Both.
Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's Kansas.
That's
yeah,
Kansas.
tap your shoes.
Yes, tapping your shoes. That was
Yeah. I think
Kansas.
there's fields out there though.
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
Football fields. Cleveland
Yeah.
Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals are out
Ohio
there.
State that beat Penn State.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
All right, hey Ashley, that was a pretty good job. You answered our questions quick. We'll give you a round of applause.
Thank you guys.
Awesome. So Ashley, one last quick one I want to
Yeah.
ask you here because I know you're an RA here at campus and that you're really involved. So I just want to maybe put you on the spot. You have any funny, appropriate stories you can tell us about being an RA?
A funny story with being an RA. You're gonna hate this, but I don't right now. I mean,
Okay,
it's been
that's
pretty
fine. That's
good.
No late
That's
night bus
because
or anything
that's
like
because
that?
Newman students are respectful
That's true.
and follow the Rise's values.
Yeah,
First
exactly.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
They know not to mess with me, so they don't
Okay,
do all
there
that
you go.
crazy stuff.
There you go. Set the
The
tone.
Sheriff Ashley Barba. It's like, hey Ashley, well, hey, we can't thank you enough for coming on. Had a lot
Thank
of
you,
fun
guys.
talking to you, learning about your experiences, and we wish you the very, very best. When you graduate and go for a job, and we know one day you will be a manager of ticket
Aw.
sales or a manager of anything. So we wish you luck to you.
Thank you guys. Means a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll give you. So anyway, Jeff, want to thank you for coming. Good,
Hey,
good
thank
questions.
you for having me. Always a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
time.
Yeah, Andrew, great questions always.
Thank you.
Good, shout out to Ohio.
Shout out to Ohio.
Yeah.
A millionaire.
Yeah,
But
Hey, don't
Well, you want-
forget, naughty or nice, he's always watching.
it's always watching
He's
Santa.
watching.
I didn't know
And
Santa's
hey-
up there.
He's
Shout out to all our fans.
They're
Everyone
always
at Newman
watching,
Media,
too.
Newman University. We can't thank you enough for watching us. We hope you have a great week. And we can't wait to see you next week for another episode of Intern TV.